What's going on, guys? Orange Forum coming at you guys today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about one of the most polarizing figures in Lions. I'm going to say Lions history because it's insane about how we talk about this guy in almost three levels of talk, if that makes any sense. We talk bad about him, we talk negative about him, we talk great about him, and some guys are just in between. There's like almost three levels of how they feel about this kid, and it's Jared Goff. Okay, we all know the story of Jared Goff coming over from the LA Rams in the Matthew Stafford trade. Not going to get into that about how he was traded, boom, picks and all that. Comes into a situation, new teammates, new head coach, brand new head coach, new system, new everything, new city, new everything. Okay. Comes in 2021, it's a wreck. We're known as one of the worst offensive units at the beginning of 2021. He's throwing the balls to like guys like Brashad Perryman, who didn't even make the club. It's just a bad scene. Guys going down, guys getting hurt, not having a true number one. We all saw what happened, and we saw the outcome of it. At the beginning of the year, of the first half of the 2021 season, we saw how Jared Goff struggled, how the whole offense struggled. Anthony Lynn gets demoted. Dan Campbell starts calling plays. All of a sudden, Ben Johnson comes in there and has this magical playbook that him and Goff have been like, I don't know if they were secretly making, but it was like this. All of a sudden, this was an explosive offense. And there wasn't much added to it. They brought in Josh Reynolds. All of a sudden, Amon-Ra St. Brown was the second coming of Terry Glenn. If you can remember Terry Glenn, he was a different kind of wide receiver, but his rookie season, he balled out. Most of the season, anyways, for Patriots, I think it was. We had that crazy rookie season, like a Randy Moss type guy. You know what I mean? Like, totally plays differently, but was just put up this monstrous numbers at the second half of the year. Amon-Ra St. Brown didn't do much first half of the season. Didn't do anything really, and then became this superstar. Superstar offense, superstar players. A couple of them here scattered a little bit, and then we go into the 2022 season. We're playing at a top 10 level, pretty much, ending on a good note, winning like the last 3 out of 5 games. Goff playing better. Everybody playing better. Guys emerging, guys becoming stars. Coming to the 2022 season, Amon-Ra St. Brown continues where he left off. He's an absolute superstar. He's a superstar now. Cut and dry, he is. He is a superstar. And that's big for me to say because I usually want to see a little bit more, but we don't need to see more from him. But that's neither here nor there. We're not even talking about him. But Goff continues to play well, and I wrote some stuff here and there for this, but I'm basically just going to go off mostly what I got here and trying to remember lots of stuff. So kind of stick with me. I could be veering off. That's what I do. I just keep it real, man. My videos are never pretty. You guys know how I do it. I don't do the fancy imagery, the cinematics. And I have nothing against that at all. It's just my videos are different. It's like me. I'm literally sitting behind my bar downstairs in my man room with my lion stuff all around. And I just like to shoot the bull with my boys. You guys are my subs. You're my boys and gals. And we just talk. This is how I like to do my videos. So I have been super critical of Jared Goff. Super critical. I think with a lot of justification. Sometimes I might go a little bit overboard, but that's just, sometimes you get in the feels a little bit. Football is a very emotional game. It's a very small window time frame of a game. It's like you only have 16, 17 games. You don't have that long to figure it out. It's not like baseball. It's not like hockey where you have all these games, and like basketball where you have time to figure out stuff. Football needs to be figured out immediately. Sometimes it gets figured out a little bit too late. Sometimes it doesn't get figured out at all. Sometimes you're off to the races from the get-go, and sometimes you're just terrible all through the whole season. Basically what football is. If you're bad for 4 or 5 games, then you're in trouble. Just like our Lions. They were historically bad this year. Started off 1-6. Offense looked great. Defense was absolute hot garbage. Then all of a sudden the offense sputtered. Jared Goff sputtered. Defense picked up. Now defense is playing very good football. Still giving up a lot of yards in some areas, but they're playing really good, opportunistic football. And then the offense, Jared Goff is back on track. He's got his healthy guys. He's doing big things in this offense. Now, there's YouTubers out there, not just YouTubers, there's guys on social media hounds, Facebook, Twitter. I can still look at Twitter stuff. I just can't comment yet. Still trying to get back on there. Fans, buddies, your mama, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, all the above. They're either for or against the Lions, Jared Goff, especially with this Jared Goff thing. It's so split down the middle. Then there's like 2.5 groups with Jared when it comes to Jared Goff. There's the pure truthers that see no wrong. Then there's the pure haters that completely dissect every single thing he does. And then there's guys like me who I think I am, but I don't get called that. I get called an SOL fan. I get called a hater. I'm not. I just try to look at the big picture. I look at everything. I look at when he does well, I acknowledge it. When he does bad, I acknowledge it. And then when he's average, I acknowledge it. I try to be as fair as I can with my assessment of him. Do I hate him? No. Do I think he's part of the future? I am still on the fence with that. Like the future to me, I don't know. Like what's the future? Is it 3-4 years down the road? I'm not necessarily too sure. But I was driving home today from work okay? Driving home from work, and I hear the radio. And 97 won the ticket. You got to listen to those guys, right? You know, it's almost like a car crash. You can't keep your eyes off the car crash when you're driving by, right? It's the same thing with that radio station. You put it on, you hear those buffoons sometimes, you know, chit-chatting away, and you just like your ears peek right in. So I'm listening to these guys, man. I'm listening to these guys, and these guys have been Mike Valente especially, and Rico Beard just purely hates. All of a sudden, Rico Beard it sounds like he's trying to get on board. But he never gave him a shot in hell at the beginning of the year. He said, I believe he might have said 3 wins. Valente was calling 8 to 9 wins. Now, myself, I called 6 to 9 wins at the beginning of the year. If anybody wants to backtrack that, you can go do it. It doesn't really matter if you don't believe me. I'm sure there'll be guys out there saying, you're a liar, this and that. Because after the 1-6 start, I didn't think they were going to win a damn football game. That's why football is a very reactionary sport. Very reactionary. So, like, I'm driving home. Okay, I'm veering off here. I'm driving home, listening to these guys, and they're talking about Jared Goff. Obviously, he's the hot topic. They're talking about his ups, his downs. Is he the quarterback? Is he the future? And they were on board. Valente and Rico, they're one's a Giants fan, one's a 49ers fan. They work in Detroit. They represent this team, so they don't pretend to like these guys, though. That's one thing that I could really say, give them credit for. They don't pretend to be Lions fans. But Valente has a soft spot for the Lions. He does. He admits it. He knows everyone knows he's a Giants fan, but he wants to see this team succeed. He's just super, super aggressive when he talks about these guys. He just wants to see something, just like we all do. So the whole thing is, they come out and they say, is he the future? They're like, build around him. He's playing great football, which he is. But we're not going to apologize for being critical. And that's how I feel. I won't sit there and apologize for being critical of a football player when I think he can be better. When we've seen him be better. We've seen Jared Goff do great things. And I'm not going to get into the negatives and the positives of Jared Goff right now because it's just, there's no point. I've exhausted that forever for hours of videos, hours of podcasts. I'm sure it'll get brought up again, but I'm not doing that right now because he's playing great football. But for me, it's the consistency part. But anyways, the guys in the radio are like, build around him if you're going to keep him around. But they had a really good, they don't apologize for the way they talk about him. And I'm the same way. I will not apologize for anything I say about Jared Goff. This isn't one of those games. This isn't a game where I have to apologize for everything in life. Now, there's professional athletes that are analysts. There's guys on The Score. There's guys on the NFL Network, ESPN, wherever you tune into. Their job is not to apologize. Their job is not to make you feel better. And I feel like the same way. I know I'm not in those guys' category. I'm not in those guys' level of knowledge. But I'm not going to apologize for having an opinion. I won't apologize for having an opinion because I think some of my opinions are valid. Some of my opinions are facts. And sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right, but it's not about right and wrong here. It's not about that. Jared Goff, it seems to be he's going to be the guy. Okay? That's fine. Build around. If he plays like this, I have no issues. I will have no more issues if he plays the way he's been playing for the last 4 or 5 games, whatever. No, he didn't have a great game against Green Bay. We won that game, though. He didn't have a fantastic game against the Giants, even though we won. Defense played well, ran the ball well. Green Bay, defense showed up. All that kind of stuff, right? This isn't about that. Like I'm not going to sit there and apologize for how I feel. Like, he's had some great football games. So I can name you a handful of great games he's had this year. I gave a date back to last year at the end of the year where we could talk about it as well. But we can also talk about some of his stinkers he's had. And he's had a lot of them. He's had a ton of them. That's why people react to the way he plays the game. It's just a simple concept. Now, we heard he's going to be here. That's the report. Got to hear that. For Brad Holmes, I'm sure that'll be coming up by the end of the year. Right now, they're in a playoff push. So I haven't heard anything from Holmes himself, but I'm sure that's the plan. Roll with it. Build around him. There's still some things that I'm concerned about with him, but that's okay. But I will not apologize. Imagine if every single buddy had to apologize for every single comment or prediction they made in sports. It would be the most sad sports show ever. You'd just be apologizing every day. No one's going to get everything perfect. He's playing beyond my expectations of what I thought he was going to do. So I'm not going to come out here and say, well, I'm sorry that I said that he wasn't going to do this and that. No, it's not the way I roll. You won't get an apology from me. You won't. I like the way he's playing football right now. And it's okay for me to say, hey, all right, stick around like this, play, then I'm okay with it. It's okay. Doesn't mean I'm jumping on the bandwagon of Jared Goff. Doesn't mean I'm all of a sudden I'm buying a Jared Goff jersey. But he plays for my team, and I will root for him to succeed. I'm not rooting for Jared Goff to fail. If people think that, they need to get their head checked. Because I'm not rooting for him to fail. It doesn't hurt me, because I got a comment in one of my videos saying that it looks like it hurts me to give him credit. That's asinine. That's idiotic. It's moronic to even bring it up. And you know who you are. I want nothing but success for my team. I don't let feelings get in the way of my team. Yes, I can dislike or want new players. That's okay. I don't have to be a cheerleader for a certain individual if I don't think he's that great of a player. And like I said, that's how I kind of feel about Jared Goff. I'm not a fanboy, but I will cheer for him because he plays for these guys. I don't individually root for players because I like them. Like, that's not the way it is. It's just not the way it is. I will 100% root for Jared Goff because he is a Detroit Lion, but I will never, ever apologize for having an opinion. Because I don't see the homers doing it when they come out and say, we're going to win every single game. Where are those videos? Where are those apology videos? Where are the apology videos when Goff does have a bad game? I never seen them. I never seen a guy on Twitter apologize. I never seen a guy on Facebook calling everybody idiots because he thinks Jared Goff is going to have a fantastic game against the Green Bay Packers and he throws for like 100 and something yards, a couple touchdowns, but a couple picks. Or Giants game. Or what was the really bad game that he had? The really bad game where he had the New England game. You know, everyone just starts screaming injuries. That's fine. But he had like 2 picks, 2 lost fumbles. Had a really bad game. Where was that apology video? Where was that apology video saying, oh, I'm sorry, I thought he was going to have a great game? We didn't see it. I didn't see no apology video for that. And I don't expect it. I don't expect apology videos, man. You're not getting it from this guy. And if you think you're getting it from anybody else, good for them. Good for them. I don't have any respect for someone who needs to throw in an apology video. It's you can admit you're wrong. That's fine. And I've been wrong on occasions about Jared Goff, 100%. And I've also been right. But it's not about that. It's not about right, wrong. Well, I've been right 6 times, and I've been wrong 5 times. I'm winning. It's not about that, man. It's completely not about that. I want success across the board. I just want him to be better. Consistency is my main problem with him. Fantastic at home, an absolute train wreck, I think, on the road. For majority of the games this year on the road, he has been. He was okay. He was good against Chicago. Anything else? He was okay against Dallas, even though he gave up a couple picks. You know, he had an outstanding completion percentage, but other than that, he has not been good on the road. He's been abysmal. 2 touchdowns to like 20 at home. He's a killer. He's an assassin at home. We're not seeing that on the road. I want to see that on the road. Until then, I'm going to be critical of him still. I love what he's doing right now. Big test coming up against the Jets. This is not a preview, but here's your test. You have all your weapons. There's no more excuses. Let's do something against that team. Now, I don't expect you to throw for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns, but if he does, this team's for real. Now, I do think this team is for real, with some quotations marks, maybe an asterisk up there, because I still want to see it on the road. On the road is a whole different story. At home is different, man. At home, you can play your asses off. Do it on the road. Do what you're doing, Jared Goff, on the road. And then people will be less critical. That's it. There's no shade on him, man. I want him to succeed here. Take the bull by the horns, bro, and do it. So that's it, man. That's my video. I don't know if it made any damn sense, but like I said, these things are like a therapy for me sometimes. I like to let loose, rant, release, and it's good. It's good for me. I want nothing but success for this football team. I want nothing but success for every individual on that team, whether I like them or dislike them. That's it. Bottom line, guys. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the video, man. Let's go. Big game coming up against the Jets. More videos are coming during the week. We'll get to the preview by the end of the week. Thanks a lot, guys. Don't forget to hit subscribe on the bottom right. Don't forget the notification bell on my videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this out. Let's go, guys. One pride. Go Lions. Boom. Woo!